A lot of parents think that, hey, I take away your phone, ask them to read. But it's not the blue light from the phone that's causing myopia, it's actually the near work.
Hi, welcome to another episode of ME-SSION IGNITE. Here, we uncover the no bullshit stories from successful individuals and ignite your dream to success. Today's guest is a visionary entrepreneur who is changing the way we see the world. Literally. Meet Ken Tong, the founder of Eyesight.sg, a passionate advocate for primary eye care and a true trailblazer in the fight against preventable blindness. He is also a champion for innovation and an inspiration to many. So let's not waste time and dive into his journey of vision, resilience, and impact. Hi, welcome to our show, Ken.
Welcome, thank you. Thanks for having me.
It's our pleasure, in fact, right? Why don't you share with our audience, who you are?
Hi, everyone. My name is Ken. I'm the founder of Eyesight.sg. So I'm really happy to be here today.
So what is Eyesight.sg?
So we are a vision care service optometry center. So I put it such a way so that we are a bit differentiated from a normal optical shop.
Okay.
Yeah, so most of our staff are optometrists. So we do a lot of primary care services, meaning we are like GPs for your eye. So instead of just getting a pair of glasses, I think what we can also provide is a lot of eye health, a lot of preventive stuff that we do. And we work a lot with children.
Wow.
So myopia management is part of what we do a lot. That means we don't want the power for the children, our patients to keep going up. So we can have different treatments to help them. Yeah.
I see. So I know from you, Ken, you're not only just the founder of Eyesight, you're also deputy chairman in Singapore Poly.
Yeah, that's the advisory panel part. Yeah.
And you're also inside the Ministry of Health as well.
Yes, that's all the capo stuff that I do.
Don't say that. I mean, to be very honest, very interesting because you were in the Ministry of Health as a deputy chairman for professional standards, guidelines, and ethics committee, right? And you're also a board member, right, in the opticians board. Pardon me for that, right? And also you were the past president, right, in the Singapore Optometry Association. Wow, your whole list of resumes just keep piling out, right? And they're all very, very high ranking, right? In a sense, I'm very curious, what got you where you are today? How did this line ever happen?
So I don't think all these credentials means anything. I think it's just really like what I always say, like it's a capo part of me, because I feel that So the Singapore Poly part, I'm in the advisory panel to look at the curriculum for optometry. I'm the alumnus. I'm an alumni of Singapore Poly. So to us, or rather to me, because we're just having conversation about, Matthew and I, we are all from St. Andrews, right?
Yes.
I think in the whole St. Andrews thing, there's a lot of that servant leadership. Yeah, so it's just really like going back to your alma mater and volunteering to see what we can do more to really help, the students in Singapore Poly, how we can contribute back, right? So you say 饮水思源 lah. We have to really contribute
back and go back.
And I think that's the Singapore Poly part. Then I was involved in the curriculum board for optometry because I think one of the things in Poly is that they want to engage the industry. They want to know like business owners like me, what's going on in the industry, right? So I always give my insights and my my 2 cents and my thoughts. And then slowly, it evolved into, because I was also the chairman, the president of the Optometry Association back then.
Yeah.
And it's always their practice to engage the president in, so that it's really like, a industry engagement lah.
Yes.
So then moving on, as I stepped down, then after that they say, hey, there's a deputy role, do you want to take it up? I'm like, okay, I'll try my best to see what I can do. And as a board member, then of course we also do some of the professional part of things, and then it's also like a volunteer thing lah. So it's whether or not, what are the things that we need to the board under the Ministry of Health, what do we need to look out for optometrists,
right?
And being the capo me, I'll see if I can chime in. I'll try my best, and then that's how I got involved. Yeah.
So how do you get involved in the whole industry in optometry then?
Wow, interesting story. I was in JC with Matthew. I was in St. Andrews JC. I didn't do well.
In case you guys don't know who Matthew is, Matthew has been one of our co-hosts, right, in some of our series. Yeah. In the Singapore Fintech Association series, right? In some of our other series, he's my co-host. So you all can go and check him out, right? Yeah. So sorry, back to you.
Correct. So sorry, I keep mentioning Matthew. So Matthew is a good friend. He's kind enough to invite me here today. So Yeah, so I was in St. Andrews JC with him. J2, I know that I wouldn't do well for my A's.
Okay.
Because I took up computing as one of my A-level subject.
Right.
Because back then I was very good at CS, Counter-Strike.
Oh,
not computer studies.
Well, I mean, back then that was the game, right?
Yeah, that was
Essentially,
it. So I thought I was good at CS, but not computer studies. Then I took computing as one of the A's, and I know that I won't do well.
Okay.
Then my sister say like, no, look, the reality hits, right? You need to see like, what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So last time JC got pride one now. You don't want to go poly, because we in JC and stuff. But in the end, you have to face it. And then I was choosing between optometry and marketing. Then my sister gave me a huge what do you call that? Like a lesson, right? On why optometry, why not marketing. And one thing that really kind of like ticked me to go into optometry, right? Because I when I look up into when you're 16, 17, you don't really think much, right?
Yes.
So I just look up, okay, optometry, what is it? Like, study the eye, study the optics. Okay lah. Then my sister say, hey, the pay after you graduate more than undergrad in NUS. I say, how really? Then I went there, shit.
Oh, wow.
So that's really
is that
right?
true?
No, that's and it's still true now.
Right.
I think our poly graduates are quite decently paid.
Mm-hmm.
At least during my time it was one of the hardest courses to get in. So like you got the L1 R4 thing, right? I'm born in the late 80s, so it's always like you need to have a single digit to get into optometry. So it's always like a glamorous thing to go into optometry course.
Okay.
So it's like the hardest course to get in Singapore Poly.
Yes.
So like okay, I'll go there lah. But the pay was the one that attracted me there. Yeah. So that was how I got into it.
So you didn't did too well for your O's, if that's the case.
O levels okay lah, good enough to get to JC, but play too much in JC. But that was the journey, and that's how I landed in optometry. Really, it's not too
So when you start your first shop?
Well, 2011. 13
How did
years
that
ago.
started?
I bootstrapped lah. I borrowed money from my dad and my uncle. So I'm 38 this year, nothing to hide. And 14 years ago, at that time I was only 24, 25. How much money do I have, right?
Yeah.
And to start a shop, it was quite capital intensive lah.
Mm-hmm.
So I borrowed money from my dad. I borrowed money from my uncle, and then I just started the business like that. Thinking back, I think it's a bit crazy, like it's a bit hyong if you think about it.
Yes.
But,
it's a bit wow, I mean
24,
not many people
25.
there have the guts to do this kind of thing.
Yeah, thinking back. But that journey of being a business owner started since I was young. I was very entrepreneurial in a sense. I would trade cards and I don't have money to buy like the last time we used to play the slam thing or like some Dragon Ball. But I'll end up with a lot of money, a lot of the cards.
Right.
Because I'll start doing trading. Then my mom will make me sandwich, then I'll go and sell. Yeah, so things like that that kept me from.
You sold your mom's sandwich, you starved from it.
Yeah, it was funny.
Interesting. Okay.
And all these things I cannot remember. But as I reflect, then my friend will say, last time you asked me to go and like print some encyclopedia, then I sell him for $1, that kind of thing. I didn't even know. So it was only then I realized that actually this entrepreneurial thing was since young. Yeah, and when I started my shop, my thing is quite abing-ish in a sense, right? Because I was like, okay, I'll start my business. If I fail, I'll join the company MNC again, some MNC doing supply. Because before I started my business, I was in Essilor, which is a supplier. It's a lens company. Okay. Yeah. So I was there for 1 year. Then I started my business already. Okay. So I thought like, hey, if I fail my business, I'll go join back supplier lah. Right? If I save enough money, then I'll go into business again.
So fill me in here. So you graduated.
Yep.
You went into Essilor.
As I graduated, I worked in retail for 1.5 years.
1.5 years.
Yeah. Then after that, Essilor
came in
to ask me to join them as a sales rep.
Right.
Yeah.
So technically, your corporate experience was about 2.5 thereabout.
Yeah, it's very little
dive
actually.
Straight into entrepreneurship after.
Yeah, it's crazy if you think about it lah.
Wow.
So yeah.
So that first year, right? How hard was it?
First year, it was very exciting. Right? Because I think we were quite lucky in a sense. We didn't have to, we didn't burn a lot lah, right? From day one, we had a really nice rental. That means it was really kept quite low. Mm-hmm. So, and that was a strategy from the start because we know that rental are usually and then my godma, my good classmate's mother, she said that, hey, there's one shop at Potong Pasir, you want to have a look? Because I was just talking to her, she was my hairdresser then, right? Uh-huh. So they say, hey, Potong Pasir got one shop, right? Shop lot, do you want to come and see that? I see like, okay, the rental quite okay. So that's when I really like just jump into it.
So
Yeah.
so you open a shop near your school.
Yeah. Okay, actually, that was my intent, but I've never touched SA lah to say that, hey, you have to come in here. No, but I was thinking like, if not anything, at least I still got. Potong Pasir was a place that I grew up in.
Yes, something you're very familiar grounds
Yeah, where
with.
St. Andrews is lah. I was an SA boy for all my life. So
Today, Eyesight.sg, right? How many shops?
we have 3.
3.
Yeah, Bukit Batok 1, Tampines and Potong Pasir. We are still running there.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that there are a lot of questions in my head, right? That I was trying to firm it out and actually ask you, because I'm very, very curious. In today's context, especially, when we look at all this screen time, especially the young ones looking at iPads and phone, right? There seems to be a rising trend, right, with kids, having to wear glasses, right? Was it something that you foresee, right, as you start off this course, or is it something that has been there in the latest?
I think the real trend about so Singapore has always been known as a myopia capital of the world.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we are first now is like South Korea, like in terms of the incidence of myopia rates, right? I mean, how many people in the whole population wear glasses due to short-sightedness or myopia? But it's only recent decades. I think it's 2018. There was a publication you can find on YouTube lah. It's called Impact of Myopia and High Myopia. It's actually from Brian Holden Vision Institute. Is a amazing Australian researcher.
Okay.
So they actually worked with WHO, World Health Organization, to really publish a paper to say that, look, if you have short-sightedness, your eyeball is longer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why you're friends with 1,000 degree. Do you wear glasses yourself?
No, I don't actually.
Yeah. So our friends we surely have a friend who has like 800, 1,000 degree.
Yes,
right?
we do.
Their lenses are very thick.
Yes.
The lenses are thick is because their eyeball is super long. So if you look at like how our eyeball works, right? When you're short-sighted, means the light is supposed to fall on the retina for us to be able to see, but it's falling too short. That's why it's called short-sighted. It also means that your eyeball is longer. So your friend with 1,000 degree, they need a very thick lens to bend the light all the way to the back. It's because your eyeball is super long. You call it axial length.
But is that genetics?
Yeah, there are a lot of reasons. One of it is genetics. One of it is exactly what you mentioned earlier on digital screen time and book reading, near work essentially. And we are very much indoors. We don't go out too much, for children especially. Right? So all these things can lead to that high myopia. So to answer your question, do I know that? When I first started out, the answer is no. But because this recent publication from this 2018 thing, right, really kickstart a lot of that myopia management thing, which I talked to you about, where we want to control. Because you don't want the eyeball to become long. Because anything longer, it becomes thinner.
Yes.
When it's thinner, then the whole structure of the eyeball will be weakened. Like you get detachment, retinal detachment, glaucoma, which is another blindness. It's irreversible because of the damage of the nerve. Then you have macular degeneration or myopic macular degeneration. So all these things have really... It's not just about like correcting a pair of glasses, but there are, like I said, a lot of treatments that we can use to help these children. As young as 5 years old, they wear contact lenses to sleep.
As young as 5 years old, they wear contact lenses to sleep.
Yeah, we do a lot of this specialty lens called Ortho-K. It's called OK lens. It's like a cornea. Think of it as a cornea mold. It's like a like braces. After braces, you have to wear a retainer.
Yes.
People will remove their metal pieces. They have to wear a retainer after rubber bands and everything. So this retainer is meant for your teeth, but Ortho-K, the long form is otokeratology. Braces is orthodontistry.
Yes.
So after, instead of braces for the teeth, is braces for the eye lah. So the braces for the eye part, so the braces for the eye is like a retainer. It changes the shape of the cornea. So when children, they wear, again, my youngest patient can be 5-6 years old. They wake up in the morning, they don't have to wear glasses anymore.
Sorry, help me understand here.
Yeah.
They wake up in the morning, they don't have to wear glasses anymore. That's
Correct.
because the lenses are inside their eyes, or they recovered.
So when they sleep with the lenses, the mold actually changes the shape of the cornea. And then when they wake up, it's like, think of it as LASIK. What they do is we will do using tears, we will compress the cornea in the center. So like LASIK, what the doctors do is to thin the cornea down using ablation or with the flap, non-flap. So it's the same thing. So instead of wearing glasses in the day, you can wear these night lenses, we call it. And then when they wake up, don't need glasses.
Is this a long-term recovery stage, or is it a short-term?
I would say it's pretty long-term till the kids are young adults. Because we know that 21, your eye is more stable.
Okay.
But the stability actually comes from growth spurt. So 6 to 16 is when the hockey stick comes, right? The myopia power, like primary 1 can be 100 degree. Primary 2 can be 200, primary 3 can be 300. So the power go up very fast, especially like what I say, genetics lah.
Yes.
They are very much indoors, are not very outdoor, then they read or use their handphone a lot.
Yeah.
So you want to catch them during this growth spurt, because science shows that when you grow taller, your eyeball can get longer. So that's when you want to catch them. Because so to answer your question, you need to wear until they're 16, 18. For the boys, they 18 when they go army, then they stop, because this hockey stick, you have to catch them.
So again, help me understand.
Yeah, sure.
So these lenses, they will just wear it in 24/7. Do they take it out? Because
No, they wear to sleep only. When they wake up in the morning, they remove it, and it's naked vision.
Oh wow,
Yes.
that's interesting.
It's naked vision.
So it's not like contact lens, they put in for the day, they wash. But this is a reverse contact lens.
Exactly.
Where you actually put it in when you sleep.
At night, only when you use it at night. So parents want to be in control. If the child can wear contact lenses, there are two options. One is night lens, which is the one I talked to you about, the Ortho-K lens. Another one is day lens. Day lens, imagine 7-8-year-old, maybe the thing dry, the thing drop out suddenly or whatsoever,
Yes.
right? So a bit scary for a primary 1, primary 2 kid to wear. But when I say parents in control, means the child wears it to sleep. They sleep, they wake up, they remove this lens, they can see clear, 6/6 vision. Then you can go on with their day. Then parents can actually see them remove, and they can go out like naked vision.
Yes.
So I think that's something that helps a lot of children who have very, very high progressive myopia. That means their power keeps changing year by year. And if they are in sports or performing arts, I got a lot of ballet, I got a lot of like national sailors, table tennis player, golfers. So they all love this, because sometimes even when they are in performing arts, and sports, the perspiration and all can cause some
contact lens.
correct, some discomfort and all. So
Yes.
that's something that we do a lot in my clinic right now.
What else do you do for the younger ones?
We can dispense something called myopia control glasses. So it's like a specially designed lenses that has like multi-segment lens. So it's a lens within a lens. So
Within the lens.
there are mini lens within a big lens. So all these are also very new products. It's like a specially designed one.
Okay.
For children, again, like as young as 5, 6, 7 years old,
Okay.
they put it on, their power will be controlled. The science shows it's like 67% for some of the products that is out there. And and children wear it, right? Their power won't increase so much.
Oh.
So that's the whole idea.
Also, I sort of realized that, with this conversation, you are actually very focused on the younger ones, right? And the way that you actually describe it, you're so passionate with it. So now I'm curious, why the younger ones in general?
I think two things, right? One is a lot of parents are very learned, and they want to do what's best for their kids. Usually, even if I have two boys, I'm in a lucky position to be able to send them to like the best tuition centers. I will buy them things that they want and things like that. So I think the parents are willing to spend. I think that's one. And number two, when I do this Ortho-K thing, a lot of the inspiration came from the fact that again, two things. One is on the long-term health benefits, because if you can really like control the myopia, remember I say the eyeball is long, they can increase the risk of a lot of eye conditions, right?
Yes.
The detachment and glaucoma I talk about. So I know that whatever I'm doing is good business lah. It's good business because it's a long-term thing for kids, right? And I think the second thing that really inspired me is that, when you see those kids, they don't wear their glasses and they don't wear contact lens that probably dry in the day, and they are doing wushu. I tell you, the first time I saw the video of my Ortho-K kid, he came in like 3 times just to learn how to put on. He was very determined to use it, but the fear of putting on, right?
Because you have to open your eyeballs.
Exactly,
and all.
and they are like 7, 8-year-old at that time.
Don't talk about them, man. For me, as a 30 plus years old who have never put contact lens in my eyes, the part where you open now, you put it in, that's scary enough, man.
That was crazy. But and that was what happened to this young boy. So but when I saw the video of him performing his wushu, without contact lenses, without the glasses, and he was so good at it, it actually brought tears to my eye.
Wow.
It's like you're giving them the lifestyle that
they want to, without
they never thought.
Hassle of a specs and all.
It's that confidence that you can give to these children. And that tell me like, okay, like this is it lah. I'm going to do this for the rest of the children. So any parent who come in, I will properly consult and everything, make sure that we are a good fit and all. Then I'll let them know like these are the things that we can do, right? One is the long-term health investments. Another one is that, your child will grow up confidently.
Right.
your child will grow up, not having to wear glasses or contact lenses. They can do their wushu. The same boy, he plays golf very well. So I see him for at least a good 4, 5, 6 years already. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think he's here, right? I'm not going to waste this opportunity and not ask for tips, right? So I'm curious here, what are the good eye caring tips, right, for these younger ones? Because like I mentioned at the start, the trend of the younger ones wearing specs are more apparent now, right? And you did mention that it's genetics, right? It's lifestyle, right? Genetics, I'm sure we can't do much about it. But if you compare to, okay, I don't know, this is no research, no basis, it's just purely a personal comparison. But if you compare to, the current people, younger kids wearing specs, to me 20 years ago, the kids wearing specs, they are largely different in the population. Right? And I will presume it's screen time. Right? So what tips do you have? Because I think...
Yeah, so it depends on... There are quite a few factors.
Yeah.
So what we talk about those who are not on glasses yet, we call them like they're not even myopic.
Yes.
So science shows that they did an experiment, right? 5, 6 years old, same ethnicity, Australian kids, Singapore kids, same screen time, same reading time.
Okay.
The fact that the Australian kids, they are often outdoors. Compared to Singapore kids, they are always kind of like more indoors. Like even
too hot
got mosquito and all that, right? Need to wear masks. So the Australian kids, their myopia rates are much lesser.
Right.
So that's why HPB, they came up with this slogan, keep myopia away, go outdoors and play. I repeat, keep myopia away, go outdoors and play. Right?
So how did the outdoor part help?
Okay. Unknown mechanism, but largely due to the luminance, like how bright the whole sky is. And if you think about it, humans, our eyes were never made for the screens and books. 200,000 years ago, we were all primates, we were all hunters-gatherers, right? Yeah. So we were either hunting for food or we were being hunted. But the recent decades of digitization, education, commercialization, right? We need to build things, everything need to go close. Our eyes cannot evolve fast enough. So I always say it's a revolution faster than the evolution of our human organ eye.
Yes.
And then a lot of the muscles things will come in. So my point is, when you use your eyes differently, so that's when things can happen. You will, like when you read something, the light actually focus to the back. And then the eyeball will grow towards it. That's something called phototropism. Photo being light. Okay. Tropism means like our retina, our eyeball, the retina actually behaves like a plant, like a tropical plant. Right. So we want to, so that comes to the second point, the second tip, right? To manage screen time. To manage, not just screen time. A lot of parents think that, hey, I take away your phone, but you ask them to ask them to read. But it's not the blue light from the phone that's causing myopia. It's actually the near work. Near work. So the fact that you are always on your books, if you can finish the Harry Potter book, the thick book in like 3-4 days, that means one sitting you're reading like 2-3-4 hours, that's equally bad. Oh wow, really? Yeah, that's equally bad. And it's not just the iPad. No, it's not. Yeah, that's something that's a lot of, because what do the kid do if they don't have their phone? Yes. Right? Then read law. Okay, I read law. But in the end, the myopia can still go up because it's not that light that emits from the light from the screen. It's actually from the near work. And then that leads to the third one where we talk about like you need to keep elbow distance rule. That means if you put your fist here. That's the one. The elbow distance. So you cannot like hunch over to write, because a lot of kids, they like to exactly. Yeah, they like to 趴着写字, right? They go very close. Yes. So the distance should be elbow distance, no matter how tall or short the boy or girl is. So it should be that distance. Further is fine, or? Further is always better. So parents, if you are watching this, projectors are always better than TV. Oh, really? Yeah, because projector is reflected. Reflection is a projector you shoot onto the wall. TV is still, you got a 4K, 8K retinal screen. So projector is always better than TV. TV is always better than your iPad. And iPad is always better than handphone, because handphone is very close. Yes. So it's like that. So that is the tip that I always share. That's very interesting, because I think most of us would have thought that actually it's just the screen time in terms of the digital screen time and not just the books. Because I think for us when we were a lot younger, right, we say that you should don't read lying down, don't read because lying down you are also very close. So it's actually the closeness of it and not the lack of light or whatever not. Yeah, part of it. And I think also to take more micro breaks. Micro breaks means like if it's a 60-minute screen time or 60 minutes book reading time, it's not 60 minutes straight, right? It's 50 minutes, 5 minutes break.
60
15
minutes?
Yeah.
5 minutes break.
No, 60 in the whole 60 minutes is 15-5, 15-5, 15-5.
Oh, 1-5.
Yeah, 15, 15 minutes and then 5 minutes break, 15 minutes, 5 minutes break.
Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, 15 minutes of reading time and then take a 5 minutes break.
Yeah, every time.
Right.
That's one of the best tips.
So
Because
in that 5 minutes break, what do you do?
look far away lah.
So look far.
Yeah, look far, just relax, close your eyes. Not like, 15 minutes of iPad, then use handphone. Cannot, right?
Yes.
So I rather you watch TV. So at least it's still
Further.
far. And far, remember I said we are made for things, our eyes are made for looking things far away. So at least your eyes are relaxed when you're looking at far. Right?
Okay.
But of course, if you can stay off the screen, it's better. Not
Yes,
like,
yes.
iPad, then watch 50, it's the same. So, but as long as it's not near, it's better.
Wow,
You just want the muscles to relax, not the light pointing towards at the back again.
Okay.
Because all these can cause, so these are the tips. I can go on, but yeah. But
No, those are very, very perfect for our audience because I think most of us do not know how to do to protect, right? Especially in this time and age, right? Where the eyesight is so important, everything is all digitalized, everything just going through the eyes and all, right? There's a lot lesser than, your outdoor playtime as you rightfully mentioned, in a sense. I want to ask a myth, right? So there are many people, especially the older ones, the older folks, they say that actually start looking at greeny stuff, right? The green stuff will actually improve your eyesight.
yeah.
How much truth does this?
No, it's very true. So, so why green, right? Because if you look at the electromagnetic spectrum, you got your radio wave and your microwave, which is safe. Then you got the gamma ray and the X-ray, which is no good, right? The reason why we can see things around us is because there's something called the visible light spectrum. I don't want to sound like a professor, okay, but visible.
Trust me, you're good enough. With all his accreditations, right? It's way more than good enough.
So visible light spectrum tells us that we can see things and colors because of the colors of the rainbow. ROYGBIV.
Okay.
ROY is your warm colors. BIV, blue, indigo, violet is your cool colors.
Okay.
G is in the middle.
Yes.
It's the most neutral color. So when you look at the greeneries, two things happen. Number one, the trees is never next to the building.
It's always far.
Always far. And that leads me back to the
first tip.
Yeah,
right.
of looking far. And number two, when you look at green, it's the most neutral color. You're neither on the warm or the cool side. So it's always very soothing for the eye.
Right.
So it's not a myth. It's actually real. Yeah.
Wow, so there you go, ladies and gentlemen, right? So take a break. Maybe look at some greenery. It does help, right? And that's it, right? Go for some outdoors, So as he can mention, right, that most people outdoors has better eyesight compared to those that are indoors.
Yeah.
Right?
So that's for the children part of things. We have to bring them outdoors more.
That's very interesting, right? But okay, so now I have a follow-up question to that.
Sure.
What if those that have already gotten myopic, any chance to improve?
You can go for LASIK. That's a very permanent way to kind of like bring it down to zero again so that you don't have to wear glasses.
Okay.
Of course, you have to go through a pre-evaluation test to ensure that your cornea is healthy, your cornea is thick enough to, do the correction. I think one of the things is to really look at annual eye health exam.
Annual eye health exam.
Yeah. So is to look out for things. A lot of people think that, okay, so
I mean, we heard of medical health exam.
Exactly.
We never heard of an eye health exam.
So that's something that I advocate a lot. And that's something that Eyesight does a lot as well. You see, the thing is, people equate 6/6 as healthy eyes. That means I can see clear, yay, all good, I can see, woohoo,
Yeah.
Then they think that my eyes okay, I can see what?
Yeah.
Right? But there are a lot of insidious eye condition. That means they are hidden. No sign, no symptom one. Right? And the thing is, we can actually prevent that. And the prevention is actually from a screening. So the screening is not to see the bottom part of the chart to say that you can, or you need to wear glasses or wear contact lenses. That's just correcting short-sightedness, astig, long-sighted, and lao hua, or what you have, right? But the health exam is to ensure that your eyeball is healthy.
And how do you go about doing that?
No, you have to use a lot of that medical equipment to take a picture of your inside of the eye.
Right.
It's like a retina image. We can look at the nerve to check for glaucoma. We can look at the blood vessels. We can check for diabetic retinopathy, which is the blood. Like you get some red eye here sometimes. That's because your blood vessels burst, right?
Yes.
But inside the eyeball, the blood vessels can also burst. We can detect eye stroke. Have you heard of
eye stroke? Oh,
Yeah.
that's okay.
Yeah, you
Never
can get
heard of
stroke.
it.
Stroke, it just means that your blood vessels got occlusion.
Yes.
But the eye itself can have eye stroke. So we can actually see from that internal, we call it retinal imaging. That means you use a equipment to take a picture inside of the eye. We can use a biomicroscope. It's like a microscope to look at the front part, check for cataract. You have dry eyes. cataract, you have some like little growth, yellow, the blood vessels thing that I burst, or contact lens, we can always use all this medical equipment to look at the eye health on a preventative basis.
Right.
A lot of people think that got things, then you go. Like got
Correct.
something on, then
Yeah, because no one will ever talk about annual
the thing.
eye check.
Yeah, that's the thing. So we talk to a lot of people to make sure that they look at it from a preventive perspective.
Okay.
It's very important because you don't want to wait for the alarm. You want to, prevention is better than health, right? I'm sure the audience know, but
Yes.
it's just here to remind everyone that you don't wait until things happen. From a routine perspective, even if you don't find anything, it's a good baseline. Baseline means 2024 December, that's where we're recording now, but 2024 December, 2025 December, 2026 December, how has your eyes changed, right? How has a cataract grading, right? Because we always grade 1, 2, 3, 4, your nerve healthy, these are things that we look at preventatively. So that's a quick tip. If you really want to like just prevent blindness, I think that's something that we do a lot. Yeah.
And is there a age limit to that? Like with certain age, then you start, or it doesn't matter?
The Ministry of Health guideline is below 16, do this once a year.
Below 16 once a year?
Yeah, and above 40 once a year.
Above 40 once a year. Wow, so ladies and gentlemen out there, right, for you parents out there, please remember to bring your kids who are below 16 to do the annual eye checkup, right? And of course, if let's say you're 40 and above, do your annual eye checkup as well.
So preventatively, we can catch on things that are, because if no sign, no symptom is a scary one.
Yeah. And all these eye checkup can be done at your clinic.
Yeah, we do that a lot. And I think there are also other optometrists. If they have the right equipment, they are able to do all these eye checks as well. Yeah.
Wow, that's actually very interesting. If I've never spoken to you here, right, I've never thought of it. Wow, thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yeah, actually, you opened up my mind on all of this. I think for me, I've always been quite a perfect eyes.
Yes, that's great.
I think when age caught up, then probably I had a little bit of myopic in a sense, but it's not much, like 100, 75, 100, that kind of thing.
Good. That's very good.
Yeah, but so that's for me. So now I'm going to bring you out from your job. I want to talk about you and you yourself, right, on your whole journey of and the entrepreneurship side of things, right? Age of 24, started off, right? How scary it is. Because you did mention that actually you bootstrap it, and you actually got it out, and to you it's like a make or break, right? During that point in time, right, was there any point you said that actually, I'm done, I don't do this anymore?
No leh. I've never, I don't want to do this anymore part has never crossed my mind. There was struggle, right? I mean, of course, the first 1, 2, 3 years, you don't have your regular base, you are building up your business. But like I said, I think we were quite lucky because we kept costs down from the start. So we were, in a sense, profitable. We had a lot of paper loss. But I think there were a lot of support from suppliers, from that kind of stuff. And they allow us to, delay a bit of the payments and stuff, and I'm still grateful to them until now. And I think we were never really struggling. It was really fun to start, but the thought of giving up and all has never crossed my mind. But there are a lot of problems that came about, right? But not giving up.
Yeah, and at which point do you realize that actually you have passed the scary stage?
I think it was 2 years or maybe 1 year.
Oh, wow.
1 year in. It was a bit crazy, my journey, because like 2011 January, I opened my Potong Pasir shop. 2011 May, I opened Bedok.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, 2011 January, you opened your first shop?
Yeah.
And in less than 4 months or 5 months, you opened your second shop?
Second shop with my sister.
Wow.
Yeah, then 2011 September, I opened my Tampines shop.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
all in the span of 1 year.
So that's why it's like it's a bit unconventional, I must say. But that was something that I did back then.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that has never stopped you. That's wow.
Yeah. So the thought of giving up and the scary thing, I mean, yeah, it almost didn't. If not, I wouldn't have like gone into even opening more, right? If you think about it, like 3 months into it, I'm like, I wouldn't do that.
But what gave you that strength and thought to even open a second and third one, having just started off?
I think ignorance is part of it.
I mean, that's a good thing, right?
because you're not paralyzed by by being too smart in that sense, right?
Okay.
And when we opened the first one, because it was a very family thing. It was my uncle, it was my dad, and then when my sister said, "Hey, it's actually not too bad. Can I also do it?" I say, "Okay."
So you chip in.
Let's look at another outlet that the rental is also there. like, in the range of like 2, 3, 4,000, not too high, crazy stuff. And then, yeah, we managed to find a one at Bedok, and then we just went in.
But staffing wise?
We hired. Yeah, we
Hired
hired,
and
but very lean. Very lean.
Uh-huh.
I think that's how we managed to survive. It's always like they say like first 5 years of business, a lot of people like fail, right? Or
Yes.
first 3 years, I don't know. But yeah. So we really kept our costs really low. Yeah, from a hiring perspective, from a rental perspective. Yeah. So these are things that even from starting up, I didn't have a lot of fancy equipment. Like I told you with the retinol. No,
Yes,
it was never so, we were never that luxurious with all that, right? It's just very, very conventional optical shop kind of a stuff. Yeah, we just dispense glasses, we got some contact lenses, and then we find our own source of goods, and there we are.
And that's how you slowly built to the niche market that where you are at now today.
Yeah, I would say
Wow,
that.
that's very interesting. Right, and I'm just curious here, how long do you take to reach that stage?
About 2016, 2017. So it was like 6 years, 5, 6 years.
Yeah, okay.
A lot of it came from some of the government grants. We managed to tap on some of the grants to really help us to upgrade our equipment, to really like differentiate, do some like consultancy, right? Why must people go to Eyesight? Why not another optical shop?
Yes.
Then a lot of that thought came into my mind, like, okay, so how do we differentiate ourselves in the whole marketplace?
Yeah.
So that's when we really kind of like what you said, pivoted and be a bit more clear about where our vision is.
Yeah. So that's it, right? You talk about support from your sisters, your family, your uncle, right? The government, right? I'm curious here, how crucial, right, was this support to you?
Oh, very much, of course. I think it's not what I do or what Ken Tong does. I think it's the whole ecosystem, right? Family wise, even from my sister and the confidence that we built over time, the momentum that we carry through. So the system, the support is very, very key.
Yeah, and you mentioned that you have like good suppliers that actually have to delay the payment and things like that, right? Because as probably a 20-plus-year-old young chap, how do you build trust to such suppliers?
I think it's just being humane about, they are like, we call each other brothers, right? So I think being that person that you're going to look out, it's a day-to-day interaction. It's that kind of trust and the kind of relationship that we have with the people that I was very, very grateful for, right? It's not just overnight. It's really like they see Ken as who he is. And we know all these guys for easily when I was in poly, when I was a student, 18 years old, 19 years old.
So this network goes all the way to the back.
18, 19 years old. And then all the way to like, was maybe like 26, 27, 3 years into it. So it was like a 8-9 years relationship that we really have. It's not like I know this fellow only 1 year. Why would I want to give my credit and make sure, what if he runs away? So all these things I think we built over time.
So you build a network in a way since you're very, very young, and build a very strong reputation with that.
I would like to think so.
I would think so. I mean, based on the stories that you're telling me, right? I thought it was actually very, very powerful.
Yeah. I never thought that they were just like a network of business friends or business associates, right? I think we are just like brothers.
Right.
We are in the relationship that we built. Until now, we are still like hanging out. Yeah. I mean, he's deployed overseas and stuff, but we still hang out and
support each other.
And we'll catch up, and these are things that we keep on going lah. Yeah.
Right. So in that said, I'm curious because I think you started off very young, right? Was there any mentorship that comes to your place or anyone that came in, right, to help you build your business other than your sister? Well, I think your sister played quite a big role here, right?
Yeah,
for building your career, going to the correct course, right? Giving you funds to start your second shop. Is there other mentors out there?
There are people that I will speak to, right? And they'll always provide me with some pieces of advice that I would need at that time. It was always almost apt, like in a sense, when I had some, marketing things that I need to ask or whatsoever. So there are a few things that really came into my mind right now. Number one is actually BNI.
Oh, okay.
So I joined BNI. It's a business
group.
networking group. So at that time, then I realized that, when you are just an optometrist, which is actually a very technical work, it's not enough to like build your business. You really need to know the business functions. And I think through BNI, I happened to meet one of my mentors in that sense, if you can say that. He's a very good friend of mine. Now, he talked to me about, he teach me a lot about public speaking. Right, and the very fact that I can talk to you right now on the microphone, but to be able to speak like that, a lot of it came from him. So I think the public speaking part and the confidence that I built in BNI, you're always made to stand up to say about your business, and you need to narrate the elevator pitch and all that kind of stuff, right? So I think that's one part, and I think the second mentors will be books. I read a lot. I like to watch a lot of YouTube videos, TED Talks. Your summary books and everything. I follow this guy called Brian Johnson, not the health guy, but the other guy. He's like a modern philosopher. So I easily consume don't know how many hundreds of hours, whereby he does a lot of book summary. Then he will draw ancient philosophy into modern day science, and then he will talk a lot about he'll draw a lot of reference from books to books.
Brian Johnson,
you should check him out. Very cool.
Ladies and gentlemen out there, right? If you are interested, right, as what Ken has mentioned, right, Brian Johnson is the name, right? Search it on YouTube.
Yeah, there are two Brian Johnsons. One is the health guy that he's 40 plus year old, and he sold his business, then he just keep optimizing his health. Then he don't eat all the trash. That's one Brian Johnson. The other guy is the modern day philosophy.
You mentioned about.
Yeah, so just want to be very clear. In case you're which Brian Johnson I'm talking about.
Two out there, right? We should find the correct one.
Yeah, so that his contents are great because he has this app right now. I think it's like a coaching program. It's called Optimize or Hero Week, something like that. So that's a Brian Johnson you want to look out for. And there's a lot of book summaries, a lot of that a lot of things, a lot of his ideas that I actually follow. And I think that helped me a lot because from there, there's a lot of self-healing.
Okay.
There's a lot of realization on some of the things that I think when I cannot fall asleep. And that helped me. I think these are the main source of mentorship, if you may. Yeah, whether is it from my friends or the books or even BNI.
Yeah. Okay. Now I understand why you asked me those questions before the interview. Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, in case you're wondering what I'm talking about, so before this whole interview started, Ken and I had a private chat, and he was asking me, some of the common traits that the successful entrepreneurs or businessmen that I've talked to, right? What are some of it? So, what are some of the difficult things that I've learned about, right? Now I understand why you asked me those questions. Yeah. Right. So it seems like you always be on a learning journey on those.
Yeah, I'm a bit more curious most of the time. Yeah.
Very, very interesting. Yeah. And with that, right, let's head out to our special segment with Ken. Hi, welcome back, right? This is the Enzo segment, right? This is where we will showcase to you how to use the Enzo card. So for benefit to Ken, right? So what happened is that we actually developed the Enzo card because we had many of our viewers came out to us and say, great people out there, someone like you yourself, and in front of them, in fact, two things happened. One is they became mind blank, they have no idea what to ask because someone of your stature, your influence, right? Sometimes you'll be a bit more scared to answer the questions, right? That's number one. Number two is they also realize that actually they do not know what are the key questions to ask. So what happens is that we develop this card based on the past experience that we have with various guests of ours, right? And we created this Enzo card for them to actually help our viewers out there to ask questions. So in fact, this card has many multiple ways to run it, as we just mentioned about. One of it is actually the hero's journey, right? We actually have followed by 4 acts. But today, for the sake of time, right? So what I'm going to do is I will actually bring up Act 2, right? And I'm going to do it in a very simple way of playing this, right? I'm going to lay out the 13 cards in front of you, and we will pick 2 cards, and with the 2 cards, we will answer that question.
Okay.
Simple, straightforward.
Sure.
All right. So there it goes. Right, and don't worry.
Need help?
Yeah, I'm good. So Ken, pick up 2 cards for us.
Okay, take this one.
All right.
Maybe this one nearest.
All right, sure. Okay, so I have 2 cards over here, right? Ken, pull out 2 cards. So first one. Oh, it's over this one. Okay, sorry. Wow, this is a very interesting question. How do you handle the transition from your old life to your new career, right? Technically, how do you actually transit at the start, right? Back in 2011 for your new shop.
I got a very philosophical answer to this. If you say new career as in my business, right, and the old life is who I was back then, I just got invited to a talk last month. It's like a career sharing for the students, right? I was invited as a business owner.
Okay.
Yeah, right, for the Niam Poly students, optometry students. So one of the things that I put up on the screen was 生意 business. Yeah, and how I define it was 生 is your 人生, your life,
Okay.
and 意 is your 意义 intention. So it's like a life's purpose, life's intention, right? So I think there's a very purposeful crafting of ensuring that I don't know whether you've seen the chart, right? They call it the Ikigai chart, but it's not very accurate now. Where
Ikigai chart.
like
Yes,
what you
we've
love,
seen it.
what the world needs, what you can earn money from, and what you're good at.
Yes.
So you intersect.
Yes.
So I think one of the things that I really did was I don't know whether it's a purposeful thing but at least what I did in my mind right now, I still think that it's a very purported crafting to ensure that optometry is actually right in the center. Because the world needs it,
Yes.
right? I can make money from it. Okay, it's not evil. I can make money because I can add value. I want to be good at it, and I keep sharpening my skills to become good at it. Because if you have listened to the whole video, the journey was really incidental. I joined in because my sister says it's the highest paying job. It just showed me there, right? And I think
she guided you
she
there.
guided me. I appreciate that. And I think, and then the last one is what you're good at, what the world needs, what you can earn money. Yeah, and I cannot remember the last one, but anyway, so I keep sharpening my skills and making sure that that's something that I wanted to do. And I think along the way also there was a lot of I use the word self-healing. So every time I come across something that I have fear, something that I have some negative emotions with, I ask myself why. And then it will bring me back to like the conditioning that I used to have, things that my parents tell me, movies or books that I read that kind of craft out. But something that they always like you talk about hero's journey, right? Like Joseph Campbell. And one of the things that Joseph Campbell talk about a lot is like the inner self and the golden Buddha, they call it, like where you need to chip out that part of it.
Yes.
So that's something that I keep asking myself every time I bump into something, like, and when I'm fearful of certain people, when I am feeling very sad or very down by a certain episode, I keep asking myself why. Then after that, the self-healing will come in, and then you keep doing that, right, repeatedly, and then I think that's how I handle it most of my time, and a lot of that open-mindedness to allow. Sorry, it's very philosophical.
I
apologize.
Think it's powerful.
and I think also allowing a lot of the signals that come, like suddenly I don't know why. I think like sometimes, because I watch YouTube and all, sometimes you'll get some inspirational quotes, because things that I watch is always that, some business thing or whatsoever, right?
I mean, there's an algorithm there.
Exactly, right? And sometimes like some of the things that you watch suddenly, then you want to pause there because then it will speak to you. But you need to have the openness of mind to really
accept it.
Yeah, accept it. And why did it pique my curiosity? And why do I think that suddenly it can draw parallel to certain questions or certain issues or certain problems that I'm facing? So that openness of mind also is another part. So the self-healing part, always thinking back about the conditioning, the curiosity picking and being openness. And the third part, I really still think is about, I think a lot of that interaction with my wife. Yeah, I keep talking about my sister. I keep jialat. Later my wife watch this. I'll die. No, but I think that's also one part, because we are very polarizing, our character.
Okay.
She's super risk adverse. I'm super crazy in terms of like how I want to do my business. So, but really, I feel that they kind of, because she helps me with my business.
So it's part of the business as well?
Yeah. So we day in, day out keep talking about like business, right?
Right.
And it's something that we have to also draw boundaries sometimes. Like, okay, I think we have to stop. Because we start talking about my staff or certain strategies that we want to do, then we can go on and on.
Yes.
And then we'll fight over it, right?
Yeah.
And then, but I think having to respect some of her decision, because I think women are a bit more, especially as a family, the self-preservation is very high.
Yeah.
Right. If you earn this amount, do we like just whack back into the business, reinvest back, or what do we do with it? Right. So these are conversations that we have, and sometimes it makes me very frustrated. You're very pigtail like walao, but
you don't see this, this.
Yeah, exactly, right. And I use that, of course, at that juncture of the moment when you are arguing or you are talking about it, right, discussing. to put it nicely. When you need to, right, let's chill and let's take 3 steps back and then really to like, hey, why am I so oppressive about it? Why am I so, did she make sense? Why did I jump?
Yeah.
What triggered me? Why suddenly I was like that? But because the more triggered you are, that means there are certain things that you're holding on very, very tightly.
Yes.
So that would make me like be very, very reflective about certain thinking, certain thoughts, certain beliefs that may or may not be right or wrong, because anything got 2 sides of the coin, one ma.
Yes.
So she must have her thoughts, and how can I see her light? How do I know I'm right?
Yeah.
So these are things that continue to as I recall the journey to answer your question, right? How do you handle transition from old life to new career? So these are things that kept me going. It's a lot of reflection, a lot of learning, a lot about learning about myself.
Right.
I think that's something that I still don't think that I know myself well enough. Like sometimes, this kind of conversation is actually very flowy. It's not it's like my subconscious speaking one. It's just I just go on and on. I don't think so much. I don't know whether you can feel it, but I don't think much. But sometimes after conversation with my friends or like even with relatives or family, I will ask myself why I say that.
It's a lot of reflection. It's a lot of thinking back, right? And self-discovery for yourself as well. Well, that's such a very, very interesting answer. Right? Not many people actually does it that way. Most of us will just, okay, no, it's mine. I should be doing this. I want to do it, and that's it. But for you, actually take 3 steps back and actually put yourself in the shoes of others, and furthermore, put yourself in a third-person view of yourself. Understanding why do you even think of that. Oh, that's very, very, very powerful. It's a very strong and important lesson for all of us out there, because I think most of us will just do it for our sake. We never thought of why do we even think it that way. That's actually very thankful for you for that, Ken.
That's just a little sharing. I don't know, but
that's powerful.
Yeah.
So the next question I have here, right, is what initial successes make you feel confident in your decision?
What initial successes makes me feel confident in my decision? Wow. I think back to, I always remember 2 things that happened. One was when I was playing hockey when I was primary 6. I remember very clearly, it was a scene where I was at Padang, because there's a large field where we can play. My coach told me, say, Ken, there's a gap there. I want you to hit through the gap. That's what he told me. He was a referee, and he was also patting my shoulder and said that, Ken, you can do it. I said,
it was a friendly game,
It was a friendly game with another primary school, right? It was a school game, so it was very intensive and all. So I said, then he said, just do it. And I don't believe I can. I said, okay, I do lo. You tell me, my coach. I whacked through. I think that moment really just like,
Eureka,
that sometimes the things that you don't believe you can do it, actually you can. But you just have to trust yourself, because it's like the limiting belief thing, right?
Yes.
So that was one part. And I think the second success was remember I told you I was in Essilor, I was in MNC. I was the 5th sales exec that was being hired. First 4 were like very busy because at the time they did a campaign, public campaign. So everybody was asking for this Crizal lens. Then all the business owners, they will call the Essilor company, say, hey, can you bring your salesman to come and see me? But they were all full, all occupied. No people came for many, many months. And I was the 5th one to come in. So when I came in, then by the time I really stepped in, it was like 6 months later, after they called like 2, 3, 4 times, first thing I get is a lot of scolding. Wow, finally come and see us, call so many times, don't want, So there was a lot of that,
yes.
They were
sarcastic,
very sarcastic, So at that time was, then of course, one of my mentors is my mother-in-law, a real thing, not because I want to, but my mother-in-law told me, say, Ken, she said in Mandarin, right, 做人先做生意，做生意先做人。
先做生意先做人。
Yeah. Okay. So
to do a business, you have to be a
you need to be
first.
You need to be a person first, right? So I go in, I don't start selling, and then I start like talking about just trying to get a rapport and a relationship in.
Okay.
Until the first time, second time, still buying pouch. Last time the koi queue up very long one. So we'll queue up purposely 45 minutes, buy the koi tea,
just to buy for them,
appease them, then everything. Like until the third time, he say, hey, Ken, you cannot be sitting down here every time just chit-chat with me, right? So what is your agenda? So agenda only 2 things. I want sales or I collect money.
Correct.
So they ask me, just automatically, then the bosses start asking me to like,
tell me what you
bring me your
need.
statement. Then they'll make payment and all. So I didn't even like go in with the agenda to like, want to do business or like take money from you or whatsoever. Or
right.
Start selling my lenses. I really want to show. So that's also something that then after that, because of these things, right, and because of my fifth account, the budget set and the target set for me was very low. Then every quarter I get a lot of awards. So they tell me, wow, you 周杰伦啊，你我4个奖，你拿3个奖 out of 4 awards, you get 3 awards.
Yeah.
But that was because my sales manager at that time gave me very low target because you don't know what to expect from this young guy.
Yes.
I was a fifth account. Then all these accounts were never like explored. Right. So it was very low. But I see my year to year, suddenly become double and more. Yeah, because of the very low budget. But that also gave me a lot of confidence because when you go up, shake your GM's hand, your general manager hand, say you give this, well done. Then they give you like some incentive, then all that. Then you get like for the first time you get very high commission, more than your basic pay. Then like, wow, I feel very good. That's another confidence booster.
Yes.
To really understand like, actually can do one. Actually, this kind of thing. So these are the few. I always think about these two successes. From a business standpoint, there's a lot of trial and error. Sometimes you miss, sometimes you hit. So, but I'm never too like, how to say, I don't think like, it's always like a team's effort. I don't think it's like, my decision, I make it this way, I make it that way. It was a lot of the things that we mentioned, right? My wife, my family.
Yes, a lot of support.
Yeah, a lot of support from the ecosystem, my suppliers, my brothers out there in the industry. So all this really came in to really help me. I feel very, very, very grateful for them and I'm very lucky to be able to be here. Yeah, where I am today in your I don't think it's anywhere but
it is. Yeah. It's full success. I think many people will envision to be like you, right? One day.
No, yeah. Thanks. Yeah, I appreciate that.
So ladies and gentlemen, that's how they use the Enzo card, a little short segment. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Right, so back to you, Ken, right? Okay, I'm gonna bring a little bit more fun since we did the Enzo card just now, right? So now I want to bring you back to your 20s, or even in your case, right, when you're 18 years old, choosing that course, right? Would you have done anything different to your current life?
No. It's always a question I ask myself. Every time I watch like this kind of podcast that you ask, that would I have done anything different? My answer is always no. It was quite a clear answer. Maybe not to be too harsh on myself.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm a very competitive person in that sense. Then you like to compare yourself to others and that kind of thing. So I think that's about the harshness.
I see.
So, and I think from the self-healing journey that I always mention, you realize that actually a lot of times people don't love themselves enough. Yeah, I have a friend who were like, so you always have somebody who don't heal or who don't love themselves enough. They always put others in priority.
Right.
They think that by doing some self-sacrificial thing is okay, or maybe they are caught in that turmoil of emotions and things or certain things they are going through. And I think we need to love ourselves a bit more, be a bit more selfish.
I see.
I think as Asians, sometimes we will spend all our money for our family members. But when it comes to myself, I very
Oh, really?
I don't know, but it's a very father thing. I think my dad has that kind of trait a bit. So he'll like, you know what?
He's willing to spend for the family,
yes,
but
he has that.
a little bit more stingy for yourself.
Yeah, and it's always a very Asian dad thing. I don't know but I try to understand that and I appreciate that and I also try to learn. I think not just on the material things, right? But it's also about like your emotions, your needs, and when you need to like have a bit of a me time and doing your own things on your own a bit lah.
Yeah. With that said, I'm curious, what's the next future for you then?
In terms of what?
In terms of your personal, in terms of your shop.
Wow. What's the next thing, sir? I'm again a very capable person. I'm always trying to look out for other businesses, but still I think within the optometry line.
Feel lah. Somewhere that you're more familiar with lah.
Correct. So I don't know. I mean, it can be a new. I'm always trying to toy around the whole idea of having like investments. But I always have this conversation with my wife, right? So if we have investments, we certainly lose certain control. So I'm still trying to figure out when is the right time, and and what's next lah. So always looking out for opportunity. There are certain things that we are talking and trying to build. Yeah. So I think it's still about maybe say going into a reverse franchise thing, and in my own term, I don't even know what's that, but it just means that certain shops that are like optical shops, they are like 10, 20 years and the bosses themselves want to retire.
Buy them over and refurbish
that kind of stuff.
Right?
Yeah, that kind of stuff. Rather than starting cold, like you start from zero, you come to a mall with zero sales and you build it up again. So I think that's a bit more scary and a bit more painful.
Right.
So if there's an opportunity out there where we can get investors to come in to do this model with us, I think it would be great. And I think in the whole primary eye care thing, about the things we do on the preventive level,
Yes.
it's not just about selling glasses and all, right? I think in Australia and UK and US, optometry is a huge thing. Like after medical and dentistry, optometry is always the next hardest course to get in health science.
Okay.
But in Singapore, I think the awareness is still quite low. But that also means that it's an opportunity,
Yes,
right,
it
to
is.
really get it on the right, and we are a developed country like them. So I mean, I'm hoping. I mean, in my capacity of some of the things that I volunteer, some of the roles, is to really build that Singapore ecosystem to really ensure that we can say, for example, help the government hospitals with the eye clinic patients. Like to get a referral is like 6-9 months from a polyclinic, right?
Yes.
And I think that the community optometrists, you can play a lot more. And a lot and if you look at the MOH papers and all, they talk about 3 beyonds.
Yes.
The Healthier.sg initiative.
Yeah, Healthier.sg.
Where we look at healthcare to health, quality to value, hospitals to community. Hospitals are meant to be like acute and tertiary. That means acute care like COVID and all, you don't want that, right? And tertiary means treatment. So how can the community optometrists help the government in the right sighting the patient correctly?
Okay.
So I spent a lot of my time during my presidency and my free time to engage different people to talk about this part. And I think the caponess in me really hope that we can strive through this whole journey, because to work with MOH, to talk to hospitals on the kind of things that we need. A lot of things will come in then, right? Who are the stakeholders? Like you need to increase the education level of our optometrists. So to be a degree holder, then there's a lot of that concordance, a lot of training, a lot of talking to like the different 3 hospital structures. I can go on and on, but my point is, what's next for me? I think if it's anything, it will be building the ecosystem up, because I believe in enlarging the pie. Right? Because right now, if you're just opening another shop, then I take your share, you take my share.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Why can't we bake a cake that is not just 10 kilo but 40 kilo? Let people know about what we can do as an optometrist, and opticians, what they can do, what optometrists can do, and then how we can work alongside with the doctors, the ophthalmologists. You always say it's like a 3O of the whole eye care industry, right? So how can we enlarge the pie? I think that's something that I have a lot of passion in, and I have a lot of vision in and hoping that I can implement it. I think that's where the fun is.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I heard it was quite interesting. It is really quite captivating. I couldn't even pronounce it right after hearing all those, because it's so much impact that you're gonna have for the society.
Yeah.
Right. The things that you're gonna do, right? It's beyond words that I could really describe. Right. And I think I see it for the future of, I think, not just in Singapore, but for the younger one generation, it's going to impact them quite greatly.
Yeah.
Right? Especially with the...
And I think in Southeast Asia, Singapore, and look at Malaysia, you look at Indonesia, Vietnam, I think the whole primary eye care thing, like optometry is doing, the works that I've been describing, there's a lot of upside.
Yes.
Huge upside. Because like in US, their education, they are all called doctors something. Yeah, if you graduate from US, it's like a 7 years program. So it's a optometry doctorate. Like it's a OD program, they call it, right?
Okay.
So you're like Dr. Tilly, right? I'm Dr. Ken.
Yeah.
But in Australia, they are already going into diagnostics to therapeutics, so they can actually give treatment like eye drops.
Whoa.
So we are trained in that. Just that the Singapore government legislation, we still don't allow the use of eye drops for optometries, right? Because the main PHI, the IHL, the Institute of Higher Learning, is like Singapore Poly and Ngee Ann Poly. So they are like diploma holders. So one of the things that I try to do a lot is to, how do we get like more optometrists to be
upgraded?
Yeah, undergrad, right? Degree holders. Then getting more clinical placement so that we can really help our patients. Like I wear a scrub because I really see patients as like a, I don't call my customers or clients. They are like really my patients, because when they come in, they really need certain things. It's a health condition.
Yes.
Like they are arguing about how myopia, I talked to you about the elongation of the eyeball.
Yes.
How is it defined as a disease?
Yes.
Yeah, because it's really like a disorder that can lengthen the eye and it can cause more risk of blindness and all. So these are things that we look at, and on a more societal or national perspective, and I think I'm very privileged to be able to look at these kind of conversations with some of the agencies and the stakeholders.
Thank you for that, man. I think you, that's why Singapore is so much better now.
Come on, no.
Yeah, I mean, every single little contribute does help.
Yeah.
Right. I think your contribute there shouldn't be seen, right, as it is. Actually, not many people know such contribution that you have made that actually help in our younger society, right? So really, really thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So that said, Ken, in all our show here, right, we actually ask our guests, right, if there's one word, right, they will give to all inspiring entrepreneurs out there, what would that one word be? And why?
I think the word is persevere.
Persevere? Why do you say that?
It's not definitely not a simple journey coming across or coming a long way, right? Even working with I was telling you about partnering with my sister.
Yes.
The long story short is the partnership fell apart, right?
Oh,
because,
really? Okay.
So there are things like that, and even with my classmate in school, such partnership, and it will hit you The whole journey, there will be a lot of things that will just keep like tumbling you down, and that's why. In the whole conversation, I keep talking about self-healing. There are times when you really kena some huge wave and you
think some self-doubt there.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of that. And I think the word persevere came because during those times you must understand to put on they call it the positive thinking mindset, right? You have to come to a point where you need to embrace and love challenges.
Yes.
Things come, I love it, right? It's like a parenting moment, when your kids do wrong, it's a time that I not punish them, but to really teach them that, hey, next time you should do this.
Yeah.
So I think it's the same thing for me. So when things happen, you must know that it will happen every single day.
Yes.
If you're a business owner, shit will happen every single day,
yes,
right?
Yes.
I don't know, everything come from your staff stealing your money, everything, right? Lost event or whatever, right? And you need to persevere through.
Mm-hmm.
You need to persevere and know that, it's just a learning journey, right? And to be always that curious and to really see, okay, what is wrong? Is it like a system process thing? Is it like my own thinking thing? Is it like another person's fault? How can I coach, mentor him or her then? So there's always a lot of that self-reflection. And so you need to persevere through to be able to see that you need to I love hardship, I love challenges, I love, being screwed over, right?
Yep.
Because every time you get that and remember I said you get some negative emotions, then you ask yourself why. So, and what can I do to make it better? How do I optimize it? Mm-hmm. So all these things will come. So I think the word persevere comes to me.
Right. Wow. Thank you for that. Right. So before we end our whole show, maybe I will put your focus to this camera here.
Hello.
Any last parting words, any other words of advice, right, for our viewers out there?
I will come in from an optometry perspective, right? And I think thanks for Tilly's prompts and questions. I think that for children, we need to start looking at myopia from a different light, from a different lens, so to speak, because myopia is an elongation of the eyeball. And it can lead to a lot of potential risks, right? And these are the things that I think from adults, whether you're a parent out there or any other adult that needs vision, I think vision is very important. I think it's one of the most important assets, if you ask me. So you need to preserve your eye. You need to do your preventive eye health examinations. It's not just Eyesight.sg. If you have your optometrists out there, if you're a doctor, you're seeing. What I hope is to inspire you to look at eye and vision differently from how it's just about seeing clear, but to be able to go for preventive screening and make sure that your eyes are healthy. I think that's something that if there's anything I want to say is really about that. And if since it's a business thing, maybe the third one would be to make it your, I don't know, remember the sane thing? I don't know whether you can watch the previous part of the videos, but make your business your life purpose and your life intention when you can. It's not just about making money. I have friends who told me why you want to do a business to make money I don't think that's that. If you make it your life purpose, then you are running on a very different fuel and different petrol, very different energy that you and it's endless, right? Because it's really your life purpose. For me, it was really about helping people. And since I'm trained as a professional, like an optometrist, then I'll use my profession to help people. And then if you're able to continue to differentiate and add value, then money will automatically come in. So that's something that I always share. So so find that purpose is a very philosophical and deep question again. I'm sorry, but I think that there are a lot of that questioning about what you want to do, why, and ask the 5 why questions, then you'll probably reach there. Like keep asking why. Then you deep, very deep down into what you like to do, and then that's where the passion and the part comes in. So yeah, that's it.
Thank you very much for that, Ken. That was a powerful that's a very, very powerful advice. In fact, when he was saying it, right, I was actually recalling or trying to reflect some of the things that he actually mentioned. Right? But unfortunately or fortunately, right, I have to go for my off-screen time now, right? I give my eyes a little break, right? So thank you very much, Ken, right, for actually giving all the insights, right? In fact, unfortunately, we don't have that much time. In fact, I will probably invite you, right, for more conversations that we have, right? And we can actually work out and actually make more on that, right? And deep dive on it.
I'll be happy, but thanks for doing this. I think your work is, you have done like 40 over videos. I think as a, I always watch like the Joe Rogan thing. I think as a podcaster yourself, I think it's a lot of learning. And I think one day you can really share about what are the things, but continue your work, bro. I think it's really very meaningful.
Thank you very much, Ken. Really, thank you very much. So for you ladies and gentlemen out there, right, please remember what Ken has said, right? All that wisdom he has imparted to all of us, right? And I hope, right, that this helped you. So stay tuned, right, for our next episode, right? And I'll see you next time. Hi guys, thank you for listening. If you like what you have just heard, follow us for more content like this.